In the world of MotoGP racing, Marc Marquez has long been known as one of the riders with the most extraordinary abilities on a motorcycle. However, in the 2025 season he has shown developments that have left even the Ducati bosses stunned. With an increasingly sharp and aggressive racing style, Marquez is now a more frightening threat to his rivals. Is this a sign that Marquez will once again dominate and shake up MotoGP as he has done in the past? Let's discuss. The 2025 MotoGP season has shown a new side to Marc Marquez, who is now even more fearsome on the track. The legendary Spanish rider has undergone a major transformation that has stunned many, including Ducati boss Gigi Dall'Igna. Once known as an adrenaline-fueled rider who was not afraid to take risks and push himself to the limit, Marquez is now better known for his intelligence in reading race situations, making him more dangerous but in a much more measured way. In the Qatar Series race, the big change in Marquez's riding style was clearly evident. Gigi Dall'Igna, who is also Ducati's technical director, could not contain his admiration for Marquez's performance. Dall'Igna admitted that Marquez is now not only fast, but also controls the race in a much more elegant way. Not only did he manage to win the race, but he also showed an extraordinary ability to control the rhythm of the race, maintain the performance of the bike and plan overtaking strategies with great precision. In Qatar, Marquez was in complete control of the track from start to finish. He was very intelligent with his Desmosedici GP25 bike. Not only did he use his speed and years of experience, but he also showed an unexpected expertise in managing the tires and maintaining the stability of the bike. Marquez knows when to push and when to be patient, a strategy that is very dangerous for his opponents. What amazed Gigi Dall'Igna was not only Marquez's extraordinary speed, but more the way Marquez now controls the bike and the race with his brain, not just with his wild instincts as he often did before. Dall'Igna explained that Marquez is now very difficult to beat, not only because of his speed, but also because of his extraordinary strategic intelligence. One of the most outstanding elements of Marquez is his ability to manage the tires, especially the rear tire, so that they do not wear out quickly. Marquez knows how to manage the load in the corners so that the front tire stays alive until the end of the race, an ability rarely possessed by other riders. Even if his bike is on a par with other Ducati riders, the results he achieves are even more extraordinary, which makes Dall'Igna even more amazed. Marc Marquez is indeed known for his style of not talking much. He is not the type of rider who likes to brag or reveal his race strategy. Instead, Marquez chooses to show his greatness through his actions on the track, where he always appears determined and focused. While most of his rivals, including Ducati teammate Francesco Bagnaia, are still mired in bike setup complaints and struggling to deliver consistent performances, Marquez is actually shooting ahead. He has done so with a very mature race strategy, showing that he is not just a rider who goes with the flow, but someone who is able to control the race with extraordinary intelligence and composure. For Gigi Dall'Igna, Marquez's victory is much more than just a podium finish. It is a loud statement that Marquez is now back as the main threat in the fight for the MotoGP World Championship this season. With all his experience and composure, Marquez has proved that his presence in the Ducati team is not just about trying to win, but actually winning, even dominating. Dall'Igna himself admitted that Marquez is now at a level that is very difficult for any rider to reach, including his colleagues in the Ducati team. With his consistency and ability to handle the pressure, Marquez has shown that he is not to be underestimated in this year's title chase. Apart from the victory Marquez achieved in Qatar, what stands out is the elegance with which he controls the track. He is no longer a young rider relying on instinct, but a veteran who knows exactly what to do at every moment of the race. Marquez is now a rider who is one with his bike, who knows when to defend, when to attack and when to take risks. The victory in Qatar showed that Marquez is not only fast, but also very clever in race management. He knows when to let his opponents feel superior, and when to take over and beat them. It is a combination of natural speed, years of experience and a very brilliant racing intelligence. Michele Pirro, Ducati's longtime test rider for the Italian team, did not hesitate to admit that Marc Marquez's current dominance in MotoGP is very difficult to stop. Pirro, who knows the characteristics of the Desmosedici engine inside out, expressed his belief that Marquez is not only a fast rider but also a champion with an unwavering mentality. He believes that Marquez is the best rider on the MotoGP grid at the moment, a rider who not only masters the technical aspects of racing, but also has an extraordinary fighting spirit and determination. In fact, according to Pirro, Marquez's extraordinary ability on the track makes him potentially one of the best riders in the history of MotoGP, considering his achievements and abilities, which are very difficult for other riders to match at the moment. Pecco stressed that Marquez won not only because of his speed, but also because of his ability to read the race situation very well. The championship mentality that he has, according to Pecco, is very deep and is tested in every moment of the race. Every decision that Marquez makes on the track always seems very measured and calculated. This is the reason why other riders have a hard time competing with Marquez, because he knows exactly when to attack, when to defend, and when to take big risks that ultimately pay off. For Pecco, Marquez not only rides a bike, but also controls the entire dynamic of the race with extraordinary precision. Meanwhile, Marquez's former rival Andrea Dovizioso, who has now retired from racing, could not contain his admiration for Marquez's strategic intelligence. Dovizioso, who once competed closely with Marquez in the past, revealed that Marquez has a very distinctive racing style that can be compared to a game of chess. Marquez knows exactly when to make a big attack, but he is also very clever in defending and waiting for the right moment. According to Dovizioso, this is what makes Marquez so difficult to beat, because every move he makes is always calculated and has a clear goal in mind. Dovizioso also stressed that Marquez's victory in Qatar was no fluke. The victory, according to Dovizioso, was the result of a mature strategy well prepared by Marquez and his team. Dovizioso, who is well aware of the preparation process for a big race, admitted that Marquez always comes to the track with a clear plan, and even when the situation on the track changes quickly, Marquez is always able to adapt to the situation. With a deep understanding of race strategy and exceptional physical and mental ability, Marquez was able to control the race and take an impressive victory. Both Pecco and Dovizioso agree that Marquez possesses a rare combination of speed, racing intelligence, and championship mentality. There is no doubt in their minds that Marquez is a very dominant rider, and if he continues to maintain his focus and physical condition, that dominance will be very difficult to stop for any rider on the MotoGP grid. Marquez, with all his abilities, is now on a clear path to writing his name as one of the greatest legends in MotoGP history. With Marquez's dominant victory in Qatar, many believe that we are witnessing the rise of a true legend. The season is still long, but if Marquez continues to perform with the same intelligence and strategy, he will not only win, but win his 9th world title. Some even argue that this season could be the turning point where Marquez finally reclaims the throne that injury and time have robbed him of. Marc Marquez is not just a rider chasing victory, but a legend chasing history. With extraordinary track control skills and brilliant race strategies, Marquez has proven that he is not only the fastest rider in MotoGP, but also the smartest. His ability to read track conditions, analyze the movements of his opponents, and make split-second decisions makes him a figure that is hard to beat. As the season progresses, all eyes will be on him. Will he continue to dominate and leave his mark on the history of motorcycle racing? Will the competition in MotoGP continue to be a thrilling battlefield, or will Marquez prove that he is already on a different level from his rivals? Let us know your opinion below.